What's up, everybody? We're back for what was this, part 4, I believe, and we got some more parts in. We got shocks. We had the drive shafts, but I couldn't put them on yet because I didn't have transmission. We got what is it? It's a double-decker carbon fiber battery, ESC, and receiver tray. I'm hoping it's going to fit, so that it keeps everything in the cabin there nice and neat. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to try it out. And then I got the brushless motor, and it comes with the transmission and the ESC. So yeah, so there's your ESC. This is the Fat Viper is what they call it, I believe. Yep, Fat Viper. Pretty cool little motor. Then here's our transmission. And then this is so you can hook it up to your laptop, I believe, and program it, which I'll have to look into that. And then you have two different wires for different batteries, different battery plug-ins. Yep, there's that. And what else we got in here? Velcro, instructions. Here's the thing. Go to Endura.com and you can download the app to program your motor. But we got a while before that. We still got some more to put on the truck, and more Endura stickers. Alright, so I think we're going to start with, I think we're going to put the shocks on first to get that over with so my axles aren't bouncing and flying all over the place. Because they're pretty, yeah, you can see. So we will get started on that here. I'll get everything arranged where I want it and all that stuff, and then we'll get started on the shocks, and then put the motor to the transmission, and then our drive shafts in, and that'll probably be it. Yeah, that'll be it for today, which it'll probably take a little bit of time. Then let's see, after that I got to get all the brass for it, and then I'll have to get a remote and receiver, wheels and tires. Can't forget about wheels and tires. So, and then I think we'll be done with it, and then we'll be able to go take it out and see how it does. Alright guys, I'll be right back and we'll get started. Alright. So, I was going to get Endura shocks, but I seen these Trill ones and they were purple. So, let me turn there we go. Alright. So I got these purple ones from Trill. We'll see how they work. But after I seen these and they match the truck real good, so I was like, yep, I'm going to get those. So these came with 3 different shocks, or 3 different springs, which had the black ones on. These are the mediums. Then it has silver, which are the stiffer ones. And then it had gold, which I wanted to go with the gold, and they're the softest ones. So I'm going to see how they work once I get the truck all done, see how soft they want, because I do want a little droop. And these are the 59 millimeter. These are the longer ones. So we'll see how they work. And if they don't work, I'll get something else. So these did not come with oil in them. So I did have to fill them. I had to use my Traxxas oil. It was a 20 millimeter or 20 weight. And it seemed to work pretty well. Pretty well. Alright. So we will get started on this here. I think I'll probably flip that upside down like so. And then the bolts that I did put in for your links and everything, they're a little short, which I knew they were for when you put your shock in, because when you put your shock in, you're going to have a longer bolt. So, but I got those right here, ready to go. And then the ones on your, that will hook to your chassis are a little shorter. I'm not real sure on the length, but I believe they're around, I think the longer ones are 14 millimeter. I could be wrong, so don't hold me to it. But the chassis kit came with the bolts so to hook up to your chassis and everything. And then it came with these bushings, these little black bushings. You'll have to use them to hook them onto the your chassis to keep them spaced out from it, or it would rub. So we are going to start on the rear end here. We'll try them on the, hooking them up to the axles first and then to the chassis. See how that works. My fingers are all slick from that shock oil. I should have went and washed them. I just wiped them off. But okay. So there's that. And we're going to get our long guy here. Slide her through. Go ahead and get that started in there. And we'll put our link back in. This shock goes on your outside here. If you can see that. Goes on the outside. Trying to get a better view for you. There you go. And then your link goes back where it was. Still haven't got me an electric screwdriver yet. Every time I go to town I forget. But it'll be okay. Alright, there's one. And we'll do the other side here. Yeah, I think the brass diff covers and all that stuff and your housing, portal housings and stuff, these ain't portals, but I think that's what I'll get next. And maybe wheels and tires, we'll see. Come on. That, your other wrong one. Started. Put our link in. All right, there we go. Get her flipped over here. Ooh. I'll turn it around that way for you. Maybe. Okay. There we go. All right. I really don't know where I'm gonna have these at yet, but for now I'll probably put them on the top, second to the front, from the front. Alright, so we gotta have our little bushing. Whoop. And then there's a screw. So you put your screw in first, and then you want that bushing in between your shock and then the chassis rail. And then you're going to have to back these up with the nuts, which The chassis kit came with the nuts for it. And then I got that bolt kit too, which it's got extra nuts if I do need them, in case you lose one or something. Alright, there's that one. The other side. Shock, screw, and bushing. Oh, I already got a shock. Whew. Already got the shock on there. I'm trying to double shock it. Alright. Slide that through. Get our nut. Started here. I'm hoping I don't have to change springs. Hopefully these will work, because I really want them gold on there. But we will see. Seem like they're going to work pretty well. I think so. Alright, now we put the fronts on. Same as the back. Got our longer bolts. Set them over there. Get it a shock. Go ahead and slide our bolt through. And everything was loose on these shocks, like I had to tighten everything up on your rod and this bottom, your bottom cap. Everything was loose, so make sure you tighten those up. It's probably with any brand. Yeah. Come on. These links can be a pain in the butt sometimes. Get in there. Sometimes they slide right in, sometimes they don't. Well, come on. You can do it. Had the screw in there just a little bit, so it was blocking it. Try not to get hung up here. gonna be a little tricky part. You're gonna have to slide this shock all the way down against that and then put your screw through, because it won't pass your C-hub right there. You can see that. It's hitting the C-hub. So, learn as we go. Learn little tricks. Yeah, we got her. For some reason the screw had a little rubber bushing on it, but I guess I'll keep it on there. They don't give you much room to work with here. Oh my goodness. Forgot to put the link in. Had a long day at work today. A little out of it. Let's see. I can actually hear myself think now. Still got to fix my air conditioner fan. Come on. All right. There, I think we got her now. Okay. Okay. Alright guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and get this all finished up so I ain't wasting any more time. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and get these on and everything. I think you guys should know what to do now. Just same as the back. Alright guys, we'll be back here in a second, and then we will start putting our, transmission and our drive shafts in. And then we'll see how it looks after that. Alright guys, we'll be back in a second. Okay guys, got all the got the front shocks on. Looks pretty good. I'm hoping it's not going to set up too high. I'm not sure yet with the wheels and stuff. I'm just not real sure yet. So if I don't like it after I get all the wheels and stuff on, I might go for the shorter shocks. So we'll see. We'll see how it ends up. But yeah, they work real good. Look nice. Okay, so now let's check this stuff out. So we got our motor, ESC. We probably won't really bother with the ESC today because I don't have any other electronics to really hook up. So we will do transmission and the motor. All this stuff out here comes with the bolts. Tranny. And our motor. Man, these things are tiny. They are tiny. And it matches the truck. It's purple. I'm going for purple and gold look. Alright, so let's pop the top up here, like so. There's our drive shafts. So I believe we need to hook our motor up first. So we'll go in like so. Put our gear on. It comes with a little wrench for your lock bolt to lock your gear on. So that's nice. There's some. These things are tiny. Really tiny. Can't even tell which end has the head on it. Woo. There we go. Go ahead and get that started. Got started in there. Okay. Where's my... Okay, there we go. My flash keeps turning off. Okay. Not real sure where this pinion gear needs to be yet, but we'll try this out. Also, I have read that people that have just bought the transmission by itself and tried to hook other motors to it, they say it does not fit. So, I can't remember what they said was the problem was. Can't remember if they said your shaft was too long or went too far in there, or can't remember what it was. But the Fat Viper comes with it. You can buy the whole kit like I did, and it comes with it. And I know this works. I know Endura has a couple other motors too, brushless and brushed, but I'm not sure if it fits this transmission. But just so you guys know. So we got to take the transmission apart so we can screw the or bolt the motor up to it. Oh. That. Where's that one? Now, I don't know if these gears will, hopefully they don't try to go flying everywhere. If I can get this guy apart. Transmission housing's made out of aluminum, so that's nice. Did I get them all? We got one more, maybe this top one. See if that helps out. Yeah, there it comes right off now. Okay. So yes, the gears will. Alright, let me do that the other way. So when you pull this apart, you want the outside, not the side the motor goes on. So you want to pull the, where the motor mounts up, you want to pull that up, keep that down. And they do have them greased up already, so that's nice. Alright. Here is our bolts for the... Well, here's our bolts for the motor here. Little short guys. And let's see, our motor is going to go front. And let's see, I'll have my power cable coming out this way, and if I need to move it or adjust it later, I will. Then you take the bolts, screw them in, here. Alright. It's nice and snug. Not too snug though. Alright. Put her back together, make sure my bearings and stuff, yep, bearings are all good. Come on there. Trying to get lined up here. Well, something's hanging up on me. I'm not real sure what it is. No, we're not hitting nothing. I don't know what's hitting that gear. And it's lined up. It's being a pain in the butt. I think I got her now. Maybe. Well, I might have to mess this for a second here. Alright, I'll be right back, guys, and get this figured out. Okay, guys. So you have got to get this motor lined up just right. If you don't, it will hit this gear at the same time as your other gear, and then it won't even move. And then, so you gotta just barely, it's just barely from touching your top gear there. And now I got it spinning nice and smooth. Just put your screws in and just kind of tighten them, and then you can work the motor to where you need it till it spins nice and free. So this ought to just snap right back on. There we go, a lot better. Alright. Whoop, might drop the screw. Okay, so we'll get this back together. And then we will put it in the transmission mount skid plate. On this one, oh, yep. So your shorter screw goes up top, and then on your two bottoms here, then your other two longer go right here. So yeah, that was kind of, I was trying to figure out why it was bound up and when it go together. Yeah, it's nice and free now. And so I just kept adjusting the motor until it was good. You'd think they'd have it where you can just line it right up, since it's both Injora stuff. Maybe that's the problem the people was having with it. Maybe they wasn't getting it lined up right. Which it was a little tough. Set my drive shafts over here. We'll be doing them here shortly. Alright. So, maybe it goes in just like so. That just goes right into place. Just make sure real quick, but I know it doesn't go that way. Definitely not. Sometimes just double check. Alright. Let's see. Looks like our motor, because that spins, and it is up against that our cross member bar there. So, let's see if I can slide it back at all. I don't know if it will, but we'll try it. Try this other side and see if it moves. If not, I'll have to move it back one hole. Yep. I don't think there's any play in there. Yeah, I might have to move the, might just move it down one. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Go ahead and do this. You think all this stuff would fit together. It's for, everything's for a TRX-4M. But that's how it goes. We'll just move it down here to a different spot. I just moved it down one hole. It was on the very top hole. See if we can see it. Okay, yeah. It was on this very top hole. I'm just going to move it down to that next one. That should give us enough space to let that motor spin freely. Alright. Now let's see how it fits. Oh yeah, we got plenty of clearance. Probably about an 1/8 inch clearance now. So we got a gap in between there. Okay. Our transmission bolts here. We'll get the transmission in. Then we will put our drive shafts in. Leave them a little loose until I get her all lined out, and then we'll snug them all up. Flip her around. Takes 4 bolts. It's starting to look like a truck now. Pretty cool. That one's kind of tough to get to there. This one you kind of got to angle it because that your motor transmission, or yeah, your motor and your transmission case is kind of in the way. So you kind of have to angle it. I think if you just use a regular Allen wrench, you probably fit it in there probably just fine. All right, there's that. That's cool. All right, so now we will put the drive shafts in. All right, so we got a here's a long one. We got a long drive shaft, short drive shaft. Long drive shaft goes in your rear end. Short one goes up front. Got my screws out already on this one. So, and I normally put this part down bottom, connecting to your axle. I guess you can put them whatever way you want, whatever way you like, but that's the way I put it. And these do have a half moon hole on them, which I'll show you on the next one here in a second. Spin her around here. Oh, take that back off real quick. Ooh, that spins really slow. Oh my goodness. Might be a good crawler. Spins real slow. I've seen these motors on a video Injora had, and they look pretty good. They had a lot of control, and you can climb stuff real slow. It's about like the Hobbywings 3-in-1 motors, or 2-in-1 motors, whatever they are. They got the ESC built into them, which these don't, because I think probably because they're so small they probably couldn't do it. But all right, yeah, here's this. It's a half moon slot. See that flat edge right there? So it only goes on one way. Slid on there. Alright. Might have been easier to go from the top side to connect to your transmission, but I'm already right here, so we're going to go with it. Snugged up. Your other bolt. Slide it onto your axles. Or, yeah, your axle shaft there. Or be your gear shaft. So that one. Alright. Now we'll do the front. I can leave that off. I can connect it here in a second. Alright. I can't do that one from the top because the motor's in the way. but we'll get her on there. All right. See if I can get it in there without dropping it. Here. Alright, got that one. One more. We'll slide the shaft back on. And lined up here. Spin it. Try and spin it. There we go. Start spinning there a little bit. I think everything's a little tight. Alright guys, there is our drive shafts, front and rear. That one seems a little angled. We'll have to see about these shocks. After we get the wheels and everything and more weight up in the chassis, I think it'll squat it down. But that's a pretty good angle on that knuckle. So we'll see how it works once we get her all together. Alright, okay, so let's see. Got this that double-decker battery tray ESC and a receiver holder. I think trying to see if I can put that in. I don't want to have to take it back out. I think we can put it in. We'll be alright. I think we'll be okay. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get this out of the package and get it all set up and ready, and then we'll put that in. Okay guys, let's get started on this battery tray, ESC receiver tray here. So it's pretty simple. It doesn't come with instructions, but you can if you get on Enjoy or whatever and then look this part up, you can see in the picture and you can pretty much figure it out. I think some Enjoy stuff, if you get on their website, they do have instructions for everything. So, but I really didn't look that up. I just looked at the picture to see how it was all set up. So first we'll put this, I think this is the backing so your battery don't fall out. So it has that, and then it has these little bands, and those wrap around here to hold your battery in. Little bands there. But we don't have a battery for it yet or anything. Alright, so we'll put that on here. Then this L, it goes on the bottom. Then you'll put your screw in from the top. Pretty simple for that. And then for this truck, with this brushless system and the transmission it came with, you'll need to use your longer little beams, I guess you want to call them. They do have shorter ones. I believe you can use those for the brushed motor and that stuff. And then the the transmission housing for the brush motor. I believe that's what the shorter ones are for. But in our case, we're using the longer ones. So we will flip this guy upside down, and those will go in these holes right here. See them? Yep. That hole and that hole. So we'll flip it upside down. Actually, these are short guys. Screw it in. One. And two. All right, there's that. Got our back battery plate on there. Okay, so next, and then we're gonna have to take the back two transmission bolts out, take them out. Set these right here, which these come with other screws. I think you'll probably have to use the longer screws after you put this plate on top for them to reach the thread in these holes here. So here's the ones that came out of it, and then these ones are a little longer. Oh, it's hard to see. It's kind of hard to hold these things, but these are just a tad bit longer. So we got that, and then it has these little plastic spacers. Those will be going in these back holes here. So there's your motor mount holes. These are your back holes that go right here. And then the ones that go in your transmission mount go in those. That might be a little tricky. We're getting ready to find out. So I'm going to set these on here, try to line them up, then we're going to try get it around here so you guys can see, and try to keep these up here without them falling. Like so. Woo! And we'll get our bolts here. Let's get that one started so we got a little wiggle room. Alright, not too bad. Not too bad. And I'm still going to leave it a little loose so we can get our transmission bolts in. These guys in here. So we can tighten them down and get them snugged up. We got everything all lined up now. Hopefully I won't have to take this back off when we add some the next parts, but I don't think we will. We shouldn't. Whoop. Yeah, get it on there. There we go. My top light, it's making a shadow. Kind of hard for me to see. Okay. There's that. Make sure that's tight. Yep. Snug those just a little bit. Okay. There is that. So there's our two transmission mount bolts there. And then there's our other ones that mounted them other holes we had. So got that all done. This thing's going to be all carbon fibered out. Okay, so here's our top plate. This is what your ESC and receiver sit on, which has got all these different holes so you can put it wherever you want to. So you can adjust it back or forth wherever you need it. Which we're going to go as forward as possible, and hopefully it'll fit in this cab when we close it. So let's see. Which it should work. This stuff's all for the TRX4M. Let's see here. Get some more of our short guys. Alright. We are going to put it right there. Right in that hole there. Go, no. Try that again. Need to get my tip magnetized again so it holds them. Alright. Oh, come on. Snug them up. All right. That was fairly easy to put together. Don't take too long. So, here's a moment of truth. We'll see if it shuts on there and gives us room. Hopefully. Yeah, looks like it fits just right. It's right on the edge of that cab, right on the inside. Whoop, here we go. Fits just right. Alright, it's pretty cool there. Which I think this does say in Jora on the other side, they have it etched in, which I might flip that over later, but you're never going to be able to see it anyway because your ESC and receiver is going to be there. Alright guys, it's coming along. It's starting to look more and more like a truck as we go. Next we will probably be putting all our brass on. Our brass diffs, brass front link, brass, well, they're not portals, but yeah, brass there. I got brass for the back coming. What else? I think that's about it for the brass stuff. Everything I can get brass I got, so we'll be putting that on the next video. And then we'll need wheels and tires, and a remote, which will be coming with a receiver. And then I think it'll be done. Then we might add a little accessories. I'm not sure yet. We will be putting the light kit on, but we'll see. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Like or subscribe.